Hello, students. This is Mr. Liu, and today I'm going to talk about the business cycle. The 5 learning objectives are as follows. Number one, you should be able to explain how growth in the economy is measured. So, in the United States, we measure our economic growth by 3 measurements. Number one is their output growth, also known as GDP, our unemployment rate, and the inflation rate. Learning objective number 2 is tell how unemployment is measured and how that affects us. Unemployment is measured by dividing the number of unemployed by the number in the labor workforce. Specifically, the number of unemployed is counted as anyone that is over 16 or 16 and older, and people who are actively seeking full-time employment. Learning objective number 3, discuss why inflation is a problem and how it is measured. Okay, inflation is measured by the Consumer Price Index, and it is an indication of the costs for a basket of goods. And so we'll either see prices increase or decrease over time, and that is measure of inflation. Learning objective number 4, define full employment and price stability. The Federal Reserve and the economic policy of the United States is to keep unemployment as well as inflation at or below 3%. And we're looking for price stability as well as full employment, which really is, again, just slightly less than 3%. Learning objective number 5. Number 5 is recite the U.S. track record on growth, employment, and inflation. So overall, the U.S. has done well as far as economic growth. You have seen in the United States economy the number one global economy. The only times that we've suffered in a major way is during the Great Depression. In 1933, we had high unemployment. I believe, let me take a look at some numbers here. Unemployment in 1933 was 24.9%, so basically 25%, 1 in 4 unemployed. In 1932, again in the middle of the Great Depression, the U.S. economy contracted 14%. It was the worst year ever. And we saw a price decrease, so we had deflation of 10.3%. So it was not a great economic time during the Great Depression. After World War II, we saw prices rise in the United States 18.1% in 1946. And this happened during what is referred to as the expansion phase of our business cycle. Well, again, this is Mr. Liu, and you have your 5 learning objectives for the business cycle. Good luck.